Hey, what's happening, guys? Happy Monday morning to you. Today, I feel like soldering. So I bought us a kit, and we're going to use the Kawit's soldering iron here that we did a review on last week. And we're going to see how it handles an actual product, whatever you want to call it. So this is going to be impossible to read probably in this camera. I'm trying not to accidentally reflect the light into the lens, but you want to focus? Yeah. From the ISolderStore, this is a gyroscopic soldering kit. To open the outer bag, we get to the inner bag, or actually we get to this instruction sheet, which has a QR code to get us our instructions. And then we finally get to what we got. So let's come on down here. Let me get everything out. I'll be right back. There are very few parts in this kit. We've got 6 LEDs, a couple of CR2032 battery holders, 2 9013 transistors. These are NPN. This is some sort of vibration activated switch or something along those lines. Let's see if it'll focus here. There we go. Yeah. 4 LEDs, 2 ceramic capacitors, and some mounting hardware along with the board. All right, so we'll need 2 2032s. I'm sure I have some of them somewhere. Let's get started. So it says we start with the resistors, of course. They are the lowest things on the board. We have a bunch of 1 meg and 1K. We have 2 1 meg resistors, and the rest are 1K resistors. So the 2 that are on their own will be the 1 meg, and these are teeny tiny little resistors, so I'll have to spend a little extra time getting them in looking nice there, I guess. So while I'm putting this together, give me a second here, take a look at the schematic here. Does that look familiar? This is a classic 2 transistor free running oscillator. There are your 2 transistors here, and you see the base of this transistor is attached to the capacitor on this side, and the base of this transistor is attached to the capacitor on this side. We have these 2 1 meg resistors here, which are limiting the current to the base of these resistors. And then we have 4 1K current limiting resistors for the diodes. LEDs. So the way this works, I mean, I've talked about this before. This entire circuit bases its working principle on the inaccuracies of manufacturing tolerances. Whichever one of these 2 capacitors, which are both the same value, 0.1 microfarad, charges first. Say this one charges first. Well, then once it's done charging, then the current can travel down from the VCC rail into this transistor, switch it on, and these LEDs will come on. But if this one charges first, then instead of the VCC going this way to charge the capacitor, the VCC is going to go this way into here, along with the discharge of that, and it is going to light up those LEDs. So if the capacitors had the exact same value, and the electrons traveled at the exact same rate down the wires and hit those capacitors, which would then charge at the exact same time because they contained the exact same amount of chemicals, and received the VCC, the current, at the exact same time, You get what I'm saying? You can't be all that exact in everything you do. There has to be some manufacturing tolerances. 350. That's where we'll start. This is a new conical tip. We'll see if we can't get it clean here and get it tinned. I just keep doing this, cleaning it, tinning it, until it wants to take the solder and behave, which it is now. So now we can solder up. Hope you guys all had a nice weekend. I enjoyed the return of the NFL last weekend, so we watched the first preseason game last weekend, and then we watched another one this weekend. And surprisingly, the Steelers have won both of their preseason games so far. Not that it means anything. It's just nice to start off with some wins. See the new guys out there playing. Okay, so there's our 2-1 meg resistors. Those are the resistors, as you remember, that limit the current that's charging these capacitors. So now we will do the current limiting resistors for the LEDs. Again, remember, resistors are not polarized. They can go in either direction. But, you know, just for the sake of neatness and everything, try and put them all in the same direction. Doesn't matter which direction. Develop a system, your own system, unless you're working for somebody, which of course they'll tell you what the system is. But if you're just doing this in your garage or, you know, your kitchen table or whatever, it doesn't matter. Develop your own system and stick to it. And that way, you will never have any question about how things should be placed, because you'll know, because that's how you place them. These are some teeny tiny little holes. And some teeny tiny little resistors. Man, they are tiny. All right, we get this guy in here. And I will solder this up, and I'll be back. All right, now that all our resistors are in, the next step in the instruction says we need to do the capacitors. They are also not polarized, so they can go in either way. There are many different types of capacitors. Generally, the only ones that are polarized are the electrolytics. I said generally, because I'm sure I'm missing something out there. In this case, we don't need polarized capacitors. So it's not a big deal that these are just little tiny ceramic capacitors. That's all you need. Well, that's all you need for this circuit. That's all you need for a lot of circuits, really. Okay, next up after capacitors are transistors. These are the 9013s. Focus. There we go. See how we have a square side and a round side? Just be certain that when you put your transistors in, that you're lining them up properly. Man, having trouble seeing this morning. See, I was lazy. I should have done this video yesterday. but I didn't. So I went off to play guitar with my friends. So now we're up at 5:30 on a Monday morning, getting a video out. Because when you work for yourself, if you don't go to work, then you don't get paid. Tell you what, this Kaiweet's little TS100 clone here is it's impressive. With this big conical tip on here, there is plenty of thermal mass for, you know, multiple joints here. And they've come out quite nice. Alright, be right back. Alright, let's test out these LEDs, make sure they all work before we solder them in. Easiest way to do it is just grab a 2032 button cell battery. One that you've used in the past is a good idea to keep the current low. I'm just going to test them out real quick, just like this. Long leg positive. Positive is the flatter side. Let me just go like this. There's a red, green, another red, blue. Okay. I'm trying to determine which is the so it looks like perhaps the white mark side is the cathode, I think. Give me 1 second here. Okay, so if you're unsure of the polarity, a good way to find out is to just look at the schematic. We have diode, so there's our anode on VCC into the diode, cathode out to the resistor. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to grab a meter here, and I'm going to put it on continuity, and I'm going to unscrew these little alligator or gripper clips off here. Okay, so we got our meter. Sure you guys can hear that. So let's try that side. Okay, so this white marked area is the cathode side. So let's go with a, start with a red. And I'm going to solder these in one at a time. Because while I'm doing that, I want to talk to you guys about where we're at with this channel. This has been a rough summer. The revenue is just down to the point that I don't know if I can keep going. I don't want to give this up. I've been doing it for 8 years. I love it. I love the friends I've made here. I love talking to you guys, and I love sharing electronics with you. And I'm going to be 100% honest with you. I love getting free crap in the mail, or whatever delivery service the company tends to use. But like I tell the advertisers who want me to do their products, I can't send the gas company or the electric company, you know, a free multimeter or a 3D printer. They don't care. So I need your support to keep going. There's a link down below to the Patreon page. Have a couple different tiers. $1 is really all I ask from anybody. There is a PayPal link down below if you don't want to do a recurring payment on Patreon. And I want to thank everybody who's been supporting me and been helping me. I wouldn't be here without you guys. It's just, whew, $600 gas and electric bills both this past month. Okay, so, you know, if you live in, I don't know, someplace where everything is, the cost of living is very high, that might not sound like much to you. But here in Appalachia, that is like unheard of to have bills that high. But I mean, it's not unheard of this year. Everybody around here is getting them. Sorry, that may seem like a bit of a rant. And I guess to some extent it is. You guys know I had to dump my biggest sponsor, PCBWay. Frankly, because they wouldn't pay. Oh, well, they would when they got around to it. So then I thought we were good with JLC PCB. Well, it turns out we're not. They didn't keep their word. And I don't know. I'm picky, I guess. I don't know what you say. But in business, if you tell me something and then you don't do it, well, I can't trust you. And they told me something and they absolutely did not do it. And then they tried to backtrack and a bunch of other things. And it just, it's more trouble than it was worth. So we're not dealing with them. I ain't going to talk about money anymore. 2 links down below if you want to help. If not, well, I don't know what else to say. Get our last LED soldered in here. And hopefully I put them in the right direction while I was talking to you. Okay. So next up we have the switch, which is not polarizing. You can go like so. The only thing I don't like about this thing so far is this gigantic heavy cable. It makes it want to twist in my hand. This is how it wants to sit. I don't like this. I want it to sit this way. So it's fighting me. Yeah, what can you do about it? Nothing really. Not gonna worry about it. Get this guy soldered in here. And we are almost done. This has been a really simple and easy kit. And if it works, then it's a great kit. Okay, now we have to put on our battery covers. Is there a picture of the finished product here? Yep. So the open side of the battery covers go toward the switch. That's what I was looking for. You're going to have to slide your batteries in here and, you know, if they won't fit, that's going to be a problem. But other than the cable pulling my hand on this. This soldering iron has been fantastic. Will it replace my soldering station? I don't know. I'm old. I'm going to be 55 very soon, and I am way set in my ways. I'm a creature of habit, and I don't know. Oh, put that one in backward, didn't you, genius? Okay. This should be our last solder joint of the project. So hopefully it will go swimmingly. Now we need, oh, that was hot. All right, now what I want to do is I'm going to unplug this and get it out of here so I don't burn myself. Now we need to put in the spinny parts, which I'm trying to figure out how they go. Will this go all the way through here? Yeah. Okay. So I'm going to assume this goes through the bottom like this, and that's what it spins on. And then, oh, lost that. Hang on. Let's try that again. Maybe I'll actually be able to hold on to it this time. So that should spin, right? Oh yeah. All right, are you ready? Never know which way the batteries are supposed to go in these things. Let's look here. So, yeah, let's just throw them in and see if they work. There's 1 and 2. Hey, it works. Let's adjust the lights here. Let me get some more, make it a little bit darker in here. All right, here we go. That is super cool. I really like this. Yeah, get out. I'm sorry, everything is off center here. This whole house is slanted sideways. Let's see what happens if I spin it the other way. Yeah, cool. I like this. All right, guys. So I bought this off of Amazon with patron money, so thank you, patrons. It was $6.99. It is the ISolderStore Soldering Project Soldering Practice Kit Rotating Desk Gyroscope. Again, I paid just $6.99 for it. And it is a super easy to build kit. And it's a lot of fun. Alright guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, give me a thumbs up. Feel free to comment, share, and don't forget to subscribe. Big thanks to all the patrons. I would not be here without you, literally. Big thanks to you guys for watching. That's it. I'm out. Peace.